Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. This morning we have Brother Hasnain Zafar Baloch. He will be speaking to us. Thank you, Hasnain, for giving us your precious time. A little intro about Hasnain. A lot of us already know him and have worked with him for many years, but for those of you who are new to CView, Hasnain Zafar Baloch is an international expert and leader in digital learning and technology enhanced education with over 25 years of experience in higher education. He serves as manager of digital learning, teaching, and learning at MILA University and module coordinator for e-learning in health professions education. He's also a visiting professor in e-learning at the School of Medicine Education and Learning Technology, Shahid Beheshti University of Medical Science in Iran. His expertise span digital learning, strategy, e-learning, implementation, and technology-enhanced health professions education. He contributes internationally as a journal section editor, affiliated faculty member, and advisor on HPE program development and quality assurance. Hasnain holds an MSc in computer science from University Saint Malaysia. With that, I invite Hasnain. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Skina, for introduction and giving me opportunity. Sivu is actually not new. uh, Always actually gave us opportunity to how we could share, our knowledge and all that. Just let me share my screen and please confirm in the chat. Are you able to see?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for the feedback. Okay, I think as you all know, the title of my talk is about 1 hour. I will try to finish early. It's about mobile collaborative informal learning. This title actually way back in 2012, uh, I was doing some research and everybody was doing research in formal learning, like classroom learning inside uh, university learning. And then I thought of going outside because when I visited fast food, restaurants, there are a lot of students spending time and doing their assignments, and they are very engaged. So that's where I thought of like, let's do some research on informal learning. And to me, if you look at the diagram also, all these devices is actually mobile devices. Nowadays, everyone carries the smartphone, right? So, and this smartphone is actually smarter and faster than my first computer even. So let's move on and feel free to type in from where you are joining this webinar in the chat. And if you have any question, just post it there and we will have a formal session at the end of webinar also. So I will be covering activity theory. Uh, I will touch in depth from where we evolved this activity theory. This is my first theoretical background. The second framework I will be using. Wow, we got people from across the world, India, Bahawalpur, Pakistan, Maldives. Great, great. Happy to see all of you. So this is where we are collaborating from different parts of the world, and this platform, SIVU, is actually also a great platform. And some of you join using mobile phones. I could see, in the waiting room. I don't want to name and promote different brands, but some of you even join using mobile phones or laptops, or some of you even might be driving, Thanks, joining from Pakistan. Yeah, so the second framework I will be using is TPACK. I was lucky enough, 2009, if I recall correctly, the year or eight, I was reviewer of one of the journal where TPACK framework article was submitted. So I reviewed with, and I was lucky at the end of our reviewing process, they shared two other reviewers, and when I look at their designation, they were senior professors, and I was the one without even, PhD and, not even just lecturer title at that time. And I actually reviewed, and my review aligned with those professors. And after a couple of years, 4 or 5 years, I would say, suddenly people were talking about TPACK, TPACK. And I said, wait, let me check. Is this the same article I reviewed? And I checked my Yahoo mail at that time, and invitation was there, and exactly the TPACK. And now it's very powerful framework. I'm actually advisor to one PhD already completed using TPACK. I will touch a bit on one of the publication we did based on that PhD, and currently another staff from Maldives. I saw someone join from Maldives also. She's actually a student of National University of Maldives. She's doing in nursing education using TPAC. So I'm advising her also. And AI, now we can't run away from AI. AI is everywhere. And I will touch a bit on competency-based education. So all these key terms I will cover in my webinar. Hopefully it will be useful, and feel free to jump in, share, make this chat room active, share your thoughts. And if anything which is not clear, just post it there. If I notice, I will actually elaborate further. Otherwise, we will cover up in Q&A session. Okay, I'm still adjusting my chat on the right side. Okay, so let's move on what we'll be covering. First, I will start. What is mobile collaborative? I already explained a bit. It's outside of formal classroom settings or, like university settings. So COVID, that was great example, great in a sense. When I come to my topic, when I introduced mobile collaborative learning way back COVID, nobody wants to invest, but during COVID, we don't have choice. We have to switch to online and whatever we had. When I defined mobile collaborative learning, even laptop was considered as mobile device. And now we have wearable watches, we have a lot of wearable devices. So if we able to connect those devices and have that collaborative environment, that's what we mean by mobile collaborative learning. And then differentiating between these two, and how classroom-based and individual mobile learning can play a role. And lately, AI is conquering this whole educational ecosystem. So how we could incorporate in our activity theory AI. Okay, what is the mediating role of AI? Then I will be identifying 4 core components of mobile collaborative informal learning framework, then understand how smart devices support collaborative learning, then how we could actually manage this learner-centric mobile learning in informal settings. So with the help of technology, nowadays, even I worked with some Singapore professors in Singapore. In their schools, they have given some tablets. They have actually signed a consent form from the students. So they need to use those tablets while they are doing some homeworks at home. And that will be captured. And then they align it seamlessly with classroom activities. So this is what they are talking about, how we can actually sync or align formal learning with informal learning. And I will touch a bit on that. And then how we could apply TPACK framework to align technology, pedagogy, and learning outcomes. So this is all what I have to cover in less than an hour. So let's speed up. So just giving you a post-pandemic, because pandemic was a great, huge disruption. I would say tsunami. It's like code blue situation when it comes to medical term, and a lot of institutions were panic. They what to do. Some of them they even close. And in my own previous institution, clinical campus, 4 to 5 clinicians, very well known, very experienced, won't, they almost tender resignation because they were not believing, and they were right. They are right because skill base is very difficult when it comes to online. So a lot of institutions we discovered this fragile foundation, and sadly after COVID, now a lot of our institutions are going back. So this is where like even certain things which were perfect, which were doing fine, we were saving costs, we were able to engage learners, but we don't want to continue. So then comes in AI. It's already there in room, in everywhere. So how we could align. So how, what was majority of institutions' reaction? They ban AI, and then there was frustration, and there was like stress level go up, and then students still use without telling, without disclosing, and we even study like did research. We published a lot of journals and chapters and books. We have to disclose that we use AI, but majority of us, I'm not blaming, but we thought no need to tell. If we tell, then author should be AI, not us. So this is early stages. I think now things are much more clear. So I will incorporate AI also with my theories and with my framework and how we could actually mediate how like AI role for collaboration and for teaching and learning. So theoretical foundation, as I explained earlier, I will be using activity theory. So here learning as mediating activity. So how our objective is to achieve learning outcomes, and subject most of the cases will be our learners, our students, or sometimes is collaborative team. Then tool may vary. In my research at that time in 2012, my focus was on mobile devices. It could be AI tools, AI systems, or even digital resources. And then comes in the community. So to set up this community now is very easy. If I don't know exact number, I in the past I know like I left like almost 3 years ago. CU was having almost 300 in their WhatsApp group. And there are a lot of other groups. So this is where we could form an international community and we start learning. So how we could incorporate this in our formal teaching also. And I have a lot of projects, but I will touch few only, like using social media. That was like not even allowed in the past. So I even consulted one of my friend. He's now in Turkey, and he actually did his PhD on social media, and to be very specific, on Facebook. So he used Facebook for teaching and learning purpose. So uh, this theory, this activity theory, could actually let us evaluate, all these components, and then we could test whether we achieve our outcomes or not. Hope everything is clear. If yes, then maybe type 5 in the chat. Yes, is okay. Everything okay so far? Right. Thank you, Dr. Muna. Okay. Thanks. Okay. Right. Great. Now, when we talk about activity, theory, it's actually way back in 70s. It's coming from psychology and, that domain. And now we have activity theory generation 3. So I will bring you along. Those who know, just bear with us. So it was given by Vygotsky. So if you Google or search about Vygotsky, so you will get in 70s, he actually proposed this. Um, and based on psychology, and even he experimented rat and learning, giving some cheese and ask rat to do some action and change behavior, when giving reward. So that's how he experimented. And then this was the first version, what you are saying, like we have subject and we have outcomes or objective to achieve. And we have mediating artifacts, and these artifacts could be varying, like from like tools to even books, even your environment, AI. So this was the first version, very simple. We have subject, individual, learner. We have mediating artifacts, and that mediating artifacts will impact the outcome. Then comes in second generation, where they have collective activity systems, where we added more triangles. From that small triangle, we added more triangles where I mean, those researchers thought, and the name is already there, in Scrum, also added all these enhancements, and few other researchers and a lot of people still using activity theory. I have published this paper in 2012. Still, I got recitation of this paper. At the end, I will share, and you will actually can download this open access. So here we have mediating artifacts, and then we have object, we have outcomes. So they have added community and rules. We should have some rules, like, and then division of labor when we have more than one learner, how? So this is where it comes into second level. And then if you see here, they develop a collective activity system model. I won't be going in depth, otherwise you will get a bit confused. But if you want to know more, let me know. I can actually explain further. But in simple words, when they call collective activity system model, so it is a longitudinal, collection of different activities, data, and then you measure which uh, variable or mediating factors impact, And sometimes these arrows, you notice in the middle, it actually let us collaborate in a different way between all this, and then there might be tensions, So when we do research, we technically actually evaluated all these tensions, and then we adjust all these variables. Some variables, like some component of this activity system, we easily adjust, we can modify, but certain we can't. Learners will be fixed. Whatever cohort we got, that's how we have to deal. Sometimes outcomes are fixed, set by our accreditation bodies, or professional bodies. Certain mediating artifacts could be teaching material, the tools. So how we could actually play around and then make sure learning is collaborative, learning is fun, and more interactive. And last version is actually the third version, which is even incorporating. Very simple example I can give you. We have shared modules in our curriculum, and some modules are taught by School of Medicine to School of Dentistry students. So here, in this scenario, which just now I explained, you need to have two different activity systems. How does activity 3 differ from? Is you can incorporate in that. We are not touching about mode of delivery or like theory of learnings. You can embed in that. So experiential learning could be your objective or could be your outcome to achieve, and then you put all your different, components into it and then test it, whether your experiential learning is achieving your objective or not. Maybe rule could be, if I experiential learning, explicit, implicit, and you can put, okay, now you have to follow this rule, where you have to go in the field and experiment. I hope, Dr. Muna, you got it. So this is very abstract level I'm sharing here. It's very powerful. You can go and check. There are a lot of articles. Just before this webinar, I was checking. I could not put it here. They were talking about nursing education, how we could use activity theory and test whether curriculum developed in that particular institution works or not. So third generation, what I was explaining, I was giving you example like, or it could be between different groups of students and what, or even someone have full version of AI tools and other group of students have limited access to tools. So what will happen? How this scenario or this mediating artifacts or tool will impact our outcomes. So you could go study and then maybe longitudinal study. Most of activity theories they applied and they get very interesting results. And it's like a X-ray, I would say, or MRI of our system where we could easily identify which uh, mediating tool or which component of activity system playing major role, because all these arrows then you could assign some weight or value, and then you could even easily identify where exactly we are facing some problems. And I mean, I can talk a lot, but you can go Google even the publication we did. I was talking about creating, and it's a iterative process, where I was creating just a small learning activities or learning reusable learning objects. And then I have tested in one scenario, and then using this activity theory, I fix all the things, and then I have given that learning object to a very new university, never exposed to that. And then we ask them to use that learning object. It's like a small sim, self-instructional material we developed using this activity theory, and result was almost same in a different institutions. I'm just giving very short, simple example so that you get into what this activity theory is all about. Hope is clear. So now we are merging in. I showed you TPACK. By the way, you notice this slide I developed using Napkin. That's another AI tool. Some of these slides I use different tools, so you could see at the bottom. And uh, no tools for today webinar. Okay, it's the first time I'm not using any tool, only Zoom and PowerPoint. So how we could converge? So when I worked on TPACK, I myself published article on activity theory and still reading a lot. Uh, then AI comes in. So how we could merge these three domains, and we see what happened. Maybe at the end of the webinar, I actually gave to AI and asked. Uh, they have done roughly some infographic, and I'll be sharing with you. Okay, let me check. There's something new. Can you please briefly explain what TPACK is? Okay, TPACK is technological, pedagogical, content knowledge. And you just wait. I will show you the graphics. Briefly is this. TPACK stands for technological, pedagogical, content knowledge. And when we converge all these different domains of knowledge, that's how TPACK evolved. And I'm lucky enough, one of professor from Malaysia, maybe some of you know, if you don't, just Google, Prof. Rozan Idrus. He, from TPACK, he came up with term technogogy. It's not error. When you type in technogogy, like pedagogy, technogogy, it will convert into technology. But he is a professor of technology, and he enhanced this TPACK into a three-dimensional framework. And I was lucky enough working with Prof. Razan. We applied, I mean, his framework, we applied to different institutions. I have conducted workshops with him. So where each and every learner we profile on, he used technology, pedagogy, and learning style. And one more thing was the environment in the 3D environment. So technogogy. So TPACK evolved now technogogy, and recently he is actually publishing book on technogogy with AI. So something similar what I am actually also talking, but I'm coming from different, like I'm adding in activity theory, TPACK, and AI, and I put AI role as mediating, mediating could learning or learner or activity. So we will discuss all that. Okay. Now, mobile collaborative informal learning, I think by now you know. And if you go Google this, hopefully you will see this journal where I published my paper way back, 2012. So this term is still, I think, when I Google, it comes on top. Hopefully at your Google search also, it will appear that. You can download and you feel free to discuss with me if you need any other help in depth. So defining mobile collaborative informal learning framework, core concept is mobile collaborative informal learning that represents the convergence of mobile and wireless networking or mobile and wireless devices. Mobile learning, that's the key. And how we could incorporate way back, these terms was common, like computer supported collaborative learning. Especially in language learning, they use this term. So how we could incorporate all this together. So key characteristic of mobile collaborative informal learning is it enables learning outside of formal classroom boundary. So removing all this physical constraint, no supervision, no lecture there. And now in ODL, open and distance learning mode, majority of institutions, they are using this term, these characteristics. And cool thing is they use uh, SIM, self-instructional material. And I always use example of this device, okay? Everybody have that. And please type in the chat, how many of you, when you bought a new handphone, you open a manual first before opening it or owning it? Anyone? I should give that person a gift. Anyone who read manual before owning this smartphone? No one, right? Yes, no. No comments. Is
Yes,
it clear what
yes.
I'm okay, Dr. Mubashir? What was yes? You use more manual. No. Okay.
Yeah, I use manual before even
Owning
checking
this.
the manual online to see whether I should buy or not. So
No, after you bought device, I think we don't need manual, right?
yeah, after buying, no, but before
Yeah.
you shall check it.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, very nice. Dr. Moon actually already answers the question why we don't need manual because it's actually self-explained. So could we learn from the designer of these smart devices? Could we make our learning like my slides? If I give it to you, I think the third slide or next slide you will get bored. It's just my voice and this interaction. Yeah, some of the manuals are yeah, that's requirement, right? So they put a QR code, but I doubt anyone actually scanned and read it because I own it. This is my fourth, fifth phone, or even more phone I bought. I never read manual. I just own it, and the way instructions pop up, I follow. And if I registered with my email, it even welcomes me with my own name, and that was like, wow. Okay. So, and sometime nowadays, the latest smartphones, they can even migrate your previous bookmarks, data, everything, and they will start asking and they will even play a tour. So what I'm trying to highlight like is no need lectures or facilitators presence. They can learn on their own. So even with the help of AI later on, I will bring in what is the difference when AI come in, how this mobile collaborative learning framework could actually engage learner more. I'm not saying here that AI will replace our colleagues or myself as a facilitator. No, we will use AI as one of the mediating factor to enhance engagement. Our role will be there, more higher order, and productive activities in a remote location. So learners could be remote. Like now, I ask you questions and I could see like different continent people. Our host is from US now, and I'm in Malaysia. We have people from Pakistan, India, from different part of the world, and we are learning together. So this is now with the advancement of technology is very easy. Then differentiating from traditional method, classroom learning, I think still we can't run away because our accreditation bodies want to see evidence, and they want to see universities still open, So teacher-centric control, rigid spatial boundaries, class start from this time at this place, students have to go in. Some of the universities after COVID, they moved to hybrid or blended learning mode and synchronous instructions, no asynchronous activities. But when it comes to mobile collaborative learning, so it's 24 by 7 and access to peers. So they can very quickly, even nowadays, I give you example like micro credential courses or MOOCs. If you register online different platforms, I don't want to market any platform, or you register our webinar, and I was discussing with Sister Skina before this session how we could make it, like interactive, where they can even collaborate on our YouTube channel. And then, so we have created this space, so you no need to come into physical place, then only learning kicks, or starts. So we need to, we can provide it 24 by 7, And the cool thing is the last one, co-creation of knowledge. I think everybody will agree with me that with the help of this, and if you recall the rule, if we have a proper rules, wonderful. We could actually really, if you go back, the background of activity was zone of proximal development. So activity theory will provide that zone where learning will take place, and it will adjust the challenge and curiosity level, and we will it will make sure that whoever enter into that community follows the rule, follows the division of labor, and they knows what is the objective and outcome. We will achieve that. And just to let you know, I have published, I think, 2 papers. I never met physically the co-authors. I'm talking this 10 years ago. Not now. Now is common. Now you open Google Doc or any other collaborating doc on the web and assign sections, and everybody can, write collaboratively. So I'm talking about 10 years ago where we were having limited access to these tools, but we have done that, with small effort. Uh, okay, this is the comparative dimension of learning. Mobility is there, scale, from micro to macro, large scale. Just to share with you again, if I'm recalling correctly, maybe 8 years ago, I did a workshop. Workshop. You will be saying, what is that? 200 people in workshop. Cannot, huh? Cannot, practically cannot. But with the help of collaborative tools, it was one of the engaging session I had. And we did experiment. I actually shared live with QR code 200 in hall. I was not at the stage. I was having mobile headphone, and then I was actually speaking, moving in the hall. And we have draft version of paper published at the end of the workshop with participants in the workshop. So we could do that. And then interaction could be asynchronous, synchronous, offline. And now you add in even AI. They can interact with AI, not even with content, with us or with lecturers or with students. They could even interact with the AI. And if you could customize chatbot built in for that particular topic, and that chatbot would be only answering that particular topic, and whatever you have uploaded as a knowledge base, no hallucination. There will be, but it will very much reduce, and you could even have that level of interaction, and context could be like curriculum driven, and now is lifelong learning, or uh, throughout life we can learn, so that's the difference between formal and informal. So hope picture is getting clear. I'm just giving you basics. It's all up to your creativity, how you could use these theories and these scenarios. And I'm open. If you want me to collaborate with you, I will love. And that proves what I'm talking now, We can collaborate informally, and we can even publish. And this my mobile collaborative informal learning shifts the paradigm from micro to macro collaboration and within global communities of practice. And one of the example, uh, SIVU. Right? So far, all okay? Any question, any concern, or any suggestion? Let's see. We have 41 here. How many with us? All okay? Thank you, Dr. Munna, for the feedback. So let's move on. Uh, these are the foundation. It weighs back on social constructivism. And as I was telling you, like zone of proximal development was the root of this activity theory. We have even community of practice. We have cognitive conflicts, um, mediation theory on negotiation and peer debates. So how social cognitive conflicts enhance critical thinking. This is very critical nowadays with the AI era, how we could enhance that. So I think these theories will assist us even with with AI tools also we can still enhance our critical thinking. These are the four core mobile collaborative informal learning components. Mobile learning activities, as I was telling you, learning reusable learning object. That was the root. From there, I got that idea and how we could actually develop learning activities which are informal, mobile, collaborative, and how we could achieve, and customizable educational context. And we have collaborative knowledge, wireless and mobile smart devices friendly, then collaborative learning processes. So whenever you are designing these activities, incorporate all these elements and then you will see how. And I think Dr. Muna highlighted like experiential learning. Yes, you can incorporate all that different learning theories into while designing your lesson plan or activities. Using this activity theory, we test, we check whatever we design, whether it works or not, which component or which tool, which material, which artifact actually plays role. And that will make us, if you have time and you really interest in doing research in education, then this is the way forward. And as I was telling you, longitudinal, you can have your learning if you have enough resources. Every learner have their own learning activity system for one module. You can even go micro level to every topic, and then you map and you see. And with the help of tools, I have tested with the help of like computing machines, you can run across, like if I am a learner, why I perform well in subject XYZ, but not in subject ABC. So it could do this comparative analysis and show us, oh, maybe because of rules, because of division of labor, maybe because of us as a facilitator. So it could even raise flag. So if you accumulate all this data, it will really helpful. Hope it making sense what I'm trying to say. So smart devices affordance, that's the key here in mobile collaborative informal learning. Context is very critical, individuality, connectivity 24/7, and please add in multimedia support. Nowadays, this is common. This is by default feature. This I extracted when I talked in 2012. So nowadays we have everything with one prompt you can get, right? So this is the beauty of our AI tools. But we need to vet it, we need to check. Now here I'm again sharing with you formal and informal mobile learning, um, where we have lecture halls. Here we informally we learn more in clinical wards. In our phase 2, a lot of our clinicians, they don't like students to be on campus. Anyone on campus, they will say no, go to the wards, go to hospital, go interact with patients. So this is where informal and like this kind of sessions, this is informal learning. There wasn't any structured curriculum to follow or anything. We discuss with our host, this is the topic, what will be the outcome, and then they prepared flyer, send, and last minute I could see someone just join last minute, like before starting this webinar, I shared, and we are in, and we are learning. Then comes in drivers could be like just in time, like it might be you were talking about mobile learning or informal learning or collaborative learning, and suddenly this flyer you saw, you jump in and you could learn, what. Then tools could be standardized LMS, learning management system, or classroom, or any other system in university. But here, as I told you, a lot of us joining using smartphones or even AI clinical assistants. Yes, Dr. Muna, you're absolutely right. Pattern will be extracted. You remember I was telling you longitudinally. So then you will evolve the pattern, like all those who got A, what is similar in as far as activity system is concerned among all these students. So then you could extract that. Yeah, very, very nice. Thanks for reminding this pattern recognition concept. Then comes in tools, there are a lot. Then assessment. So in informal learning, we could ask, and I was part of one of the Facebook group way back in School of Dentistry. And one rule they make these students, we don't want teacher or facilitator in that group. So I said, okay, let me talk to him. And he said, okay, if we want to do this research, whether social media play a role or not. I was not in, my background is not dentistry, but I was following very keenly that group. Suddenly, we were having less than 100 students in that cohort. Suddenly, 500 messages, and discussion going on. And I immediately messaged the facilitator, what's going on? He said, next week is exam. And I did not disclose what they are sharing, but they were sharing they were having some plaster of Paris making in dentistry, maybe taking the mold or something, or artificial tooth. So they were taking that video from their phone and sharing that, how, what would be the constitution or component using that plaster of Paris. And all this is informal learning. They use, nowadays they have smartphones, they have voice recorders, they have AI assistant. Maybe in this Zoom session, someone and even host can have that chat assistant which will text to speech or speech to text, everything note generated at the end of this session. So there are so many things which we have now, but how we could utilize it to achieve our objectives. So this is what I was telling you, like reusable learning objects. I name them as mobile learning objects. So it's an independent, interoperable digital entity customized for mobile context. And how we could incorporate now with AI. AI really helps us in even designing scenario or asking AI, we have a student with this difficulty or special need, how I can redesign my learning material to achieve that outcomes. So AI could suggest us, we review, and then we redesign our activities. Okay, so this is something same I already covered. Now, digital shift from medical training in medical training, where we have like modern clinical practice demands continuous rapid knowledge acquisition. So how we could make sure that whatever we are sharing, they are gaining some knowledge. Okay. And beyond fixed classroom hours, because I got children, and they don't, the moment every morning I have to send them to school, or even my wife most of the time, but they are not that happy. Only when we have extracurricular activity, I know they will be the first one getting ready. The way we structure our institutions, rigid, very, no flexibility. So how we could actually move from there and come in by embracing technology, not for administrative only, but for even managing the cognitive load, even for clinical reasoning. And we successfully have published. At the end, I will share, we converted even bedside teaching, online bedside teaching, using not the theory which we mentioned, but some component of theory was there, like even the tools and the content and how we could incorporate and convert it. I will share at the end of the QR code of that open access article. So this is what in this, then AI as an intelligent mediator. So what AI? Now I'm adding in AI. So where it can assist us by adaptive learning support, So if we can come across with real-time monitoring and real-time need um, analysis, and we know we need some additional requirement. Oh, okay. Sure, Dr. Moon. I will share that. Remind me if I miss out, okay? But then come in like group dynamics coordinates. So we can ask AI, I want balanced group, So, but provided AI have access to the profiling of learners. So majority of institutions now incorporating AI tools, for this kind of administrative work, or even now for learning purpose, majority of even now articles or journals or publishers, they are allowed it. They are allowing AI, but you have to disclose for what purpose and show them what was before submitting and what I have submitted to you after going through AI tool. So optimize cognitive processing and maintaining the session continuity. So AI can play a major role in this. Now, AI mediating learning cycle. So you start with discover, So you could actually ask, uh, we might have our own prior knowledge. I would say start with that. And just last week, I was reading No Skilling. Maybe some of you read that article where in clinical practices, a lot of clinicians, they forgetting the reasoning skill, because they ask AI. And then whatever AI propose, then they just filter it out. So there's no diagnostic differential diagnostic skill or reasoning skill. So if we have some knowledge, use that, draft something, give to AI, and then ask AI to curate. The word curate, okay, not create. Then you collaborate. Ask learner to co-construct the knowledge. So whatever AI first you have drafted as a human, then you give to AI, refine it. I'm not diving into different processes. We have done it successfully, like even lesson planning, even designing an interactive micro learning content using all these concept, and it really helps. It saves time. It even engage learner more when we incorporated AI into our design. Then you collaborate. Like now, I have some idea. I'm sharing with more than, I think, 40 great scholars here, So we can learn and pick and enhance, and refine it. So this comes in reflect. Then you start creating it, with the help of Gen AI supporting tools and asking them, okay, let's generate activities, let's generate some kind of assessment, let's generate scenario, for scenario-based learning. And then you move in, start sharing with other, institutions, and it continues. So it's not once we design, it will work forever. No, with the advancement of tools and technology, even knowledge advancing so fast. I read somewhere way back 72 hours medical knowledge. That's the shelf life, and then there will be something new comes in. Not everything need to be changed, but something will change. Even guideline from ministry may change. Drug dose may change, or drug design even change. So we need to update all this. Right, then comes in, this is actually a title of one of our article just last year we published. We use TPACK and AI tools. So majority, as I was telling you in the early start of my webinar, a lot of institutions start restricting, no AI tools. And then they realize, no, we are doing more harm by restricting. So we should move, from restriction, and we start asking how effectively we could use AI tools. So and there are a lot of that was restriction approach, but reflection is guide how we could professionally use document design, decision transparency, like whatever they have submitted, they could share with facilitators or institution how they have used AI tools, for what purpose. If they have just share one prompt and that is the output, then they will get less marks, But you can, if someone have actually prompt and do some reasoning, critical evaluation, whatever Gen AI tools have produced, then we should actually give credit because learning takes place, when you interact with all this. And this is where develop professional judgment over time, very hard. I'm a section editor. I know even journals or publishers are conducting training how to identify whether is this 100% AI generated or not. So um, could you elaborate, Dr. Muna, what do you mean? Iterating students get higher marks? We have time frame, right? Sometime in our high stake assessment, we don't open, right? So if they can iterate within that time, why not? We should give them more marks. Uh, if I understand correctly your question. For sure, if you like in some of examples where we ask before deadline, you can resubmit, like, so we have similarity index, we have AI detection also, but that's not accurate. So they can submit, resubmit, refine, and, before deadline. So in certain cases, we don't allow. Whatever you have submit, you have that fixed time. Yeah. Okay. So transparency, critical analysis, and defensible reasoning. So this is where our pedagogy should actually align. Even they use AI tool, but we should ask them, defend. Even nowadays, we as user of AI tools or specifically Gen AI tools, we should not accept, especially when navigating, you just pay attention now when you are using after this, what I'm going to share. Majority of navigation tools are they are free, So majority, what I've used. From where they're getting revenue? They're getting revenue from malls, from different business entities. They pay them. Then they will create some kind of, this path is better. Nowadays, in Malaysia, whenever I put any destination, they will first priority is toll. Maybe government is paying them. So we have to argue. What I'm trying to highlight, don't just accept Gen AI tools giving you something. You argue, you give reason. Now give me other alternate solution. Then you compare. So this is what critical analysis and transparency, whatever tool you are using, you have to actually declare and you have to share for what purpose and all that. So assessment redesign, not tool prohibition. We cannot. If we do, we are actually not doing justice because once they graduate, they will go in hospital. I'm actually, Dr. Mubashir is here. He is aware of, we have paperless hospitals way back in Malaysia. So I was actually part of one of my final year students project was there. Way back, I'm talking about like 2002 or 2003. Now I heard like 7 or 8 hospitals are paperless and connected. And for sure, they will be using AI. So what I'm trying to highlight, like in their practical life, in their career, they will be using AI tools. So if we block, prohibit not to use AI tools, then how they will learn that skill when they are placed in a high-tech hospital. So we need to train, we need to address this, how we could actually apply these 3P frameworks. You can Google that, where we have product. Don't only evaluate product, whatever they have submitted, uh, evaluate process behind generating that product, and then performance. That's where competency based come in. So if they can perform using Gen AI tool, they can even defend what they have submitted. You can take Viva, you can even ask presentation, argue with them. Why not? Let them use tool. At least they are teaching them better than myself, I would say. Okay, I won't claim everybody, but it's good if they can learn using those tools. So is what determines educational integrity. So this is what we need to redesign assessment. Okay, moving forward, I'm actually extracting all these key points from the articles we have published. So when we apply on that article, I merged my article in 2012 and AI act as a mediating artifact within the activity system, so reshaping how medical trainees interact with knowledge, peers, and following the clinical rules. So cognitive scaffolding for instructional design. So that is the key point which when we merge TPACK, activity theory, and we in align added in AI. So there are some dangers if you don't mediate AI use. So human in the loop concept is must. Then AI affordance is on left side, like nowadays they have multimodal cases vignette for diverse delivery modes, so we can design that with the help of AI. AI as intelligent mediator in activity theory. So subject and object mediation. So go back the triangles I shared in activity theory. So now they are telling where AI can play a very nice role, mediating role and removing the tensions between these components. Okay, then comes in the subject community and tools optimization. AI could actually play a major role. Then AI mediating peer collaboration, for sure. I have generated, I was teaching 2 modules. I have all frequently asked questions. I put all frequently asked questions to the chat bot, generated that. I asked them, don't mail me, don't post in forums, interact with chatbot. If chatbot could not answer, then in the forum. If forum could not, nobody replied, and then mail me. So it works well, because I notice if someone asks twice same question, I will get upset. Just now I explained to you and you can't understand this human behavior. But AI bot, when you ask twice, so human, better than myself, it will generate in a visual form. Oh, let me explain to you in visual, because multimodal. If text not working, it will elaborate in a graphical forms and based on the knowledge base we given to that. So positive independence, interdependence, where collaborative clinical problem solving, where individuals training contribute unique insight verified by AI synthesis. So again, you need to check, you need to feed in to AI bot or AI tools so that they don't go and, uh, biasness, you need to address that, hallucination or wrong data. So you need to address all that and then give it to learners that let's mediate the collaboration. And here in activity theory focus, we have trainee, we have clinical competence, and community is peer network. So they can all check whether what is going is accurate or not, giving feedback. And AI could be one of their peer. Lot of tools now. In my current university also, we have implemented one project management tool. Every project, we have team member assigned. By default, by the system, AI will be one of the member from day one. And that would be really assisting us. If anyone goes late, the AI bot will pop up and say, oh, Hassan, you are late. Please do this. Because from day one, that bot is in that project. So they know what is the outcome to achieve, who is assigned what, which role, what is the deadline, and all that. So just apply that concept in your, I would say, even PBL, redesign it, make the facilitator or one student AI bot. You can add more if you have resources. So just imagine you have 5 students, 5 AI bots. Let's test how they are going to play around and mediate all this peer collaboration. And that, if you look at the left side, I put I. So intelligent mobile collaborative learning objects. We can create that. So there are a few topics. If anyone wants to do research, please go ahead. I'm just sharing. So this is where comes in and blended social interaction. This blended, so integrating bedside clinical rounding with synchronous digital peer collaboration via mobile platforms. So this blend is between AI and human. That's one kind of blend here I'm referring to. So AI act as a mediating artifacts within activity theory framework, reshaping the trainee peer interaction. So AI can play in and guide peers. You should try this way, or you should ask this question, and that's how they will help peers to achieve the outcome or objective. Aligning technology, pedagogy, and content. So this is where comes in the TPACK, which Dr. Muna, I think, asks what is TPACK, and here it's in depth. And TPACK, CK is content knowledge, PK is pedagogical knowledge. I think I have that circles which intersects together. Hopefully, I have a picture. If not, then just Google, you will get that picture where our objective is everybody should have some part of all this knowledge, then they will learn better. That's the main thing which TPACs actually, um, uh, you know, uh, advocate us like let's use not too much technology, n- not like just focus on pedagogy and forget technology, or even the content itself. So the way you design content, you should actually make sure that it aligns with pedagogy, it aligns the tool or technology you're going to use. If you look at the aligning technology, it's actually different font. So you notice what happened. And pedagogy in a different is easy to read, and aligning technology, I purposely leave it just to tell you a small font issue. Our tool could not even understand or could not, nicely put it. So it actually cramped together the aligning technology, but pedagogy and content is nice. So we should actually make sure that whatever content we are producing, to whom we are sending, then you apply activity theory. What are the tools? What are the rules? And what are other mediating factors? Maybe they don't have, like you shared, 20 minutes of video. Downloading is an issue. Maybe bandwidth, internet could not even support. So this is all about TPAC, and we use AI also, and we have published paper. I will share at the end. Um, may I know how much time, Sister Skinner, left? I
We
totally.
are over the time.
Oh,
Like,
okay. So just give me 5 minutes.
okay.
Is that okay, participant? I'm really sorry. Uh, okay. So this is where competency-based education come in. I think no need to go in depth. And then faculty model for resilience, so reflective practice, pedagogical judgment, and authentic assessment. So here also one of our paper where I will be sharing, we apply TPAC and how we implement structured professional development program, guided medical educators through iterative lesson redesign, applying TPAC and AI together. Okay. This is where the part two, where four core mediating function of AI. I have touched a bit, just going through very quickly. Intelligence scaffolding. I give you an example of chatbot. Very, very effective. If you really fine tune a chatbot, don't go get off the shelf and then you will face a lot of problems. Because the knowledge base is different than your own curriculum. So this delivers just in time support whenever there is a need. Evaluating professional judgment. This in competency based also, we need to learn this skill, and assessment must evolve from evaluating the product to evaluating the process, how AI is mediating that. And I'm lucky, I'm part of Oxford University AI for Education at Oxford University Hub. And Dr. Ratner actually published a paper how we could use AI, especially generative AI for education and even traditional assessment validity. So you can download that paper and can access. And metacognitive awareness, can the trainee articulate why an AI generated clinical aid was accepted, modified, or rejected? So they must know why. So assessing the capacity of interrogative, adapt, and humanize AI sport design. So critical competence is the capacity to justify AI sport instructional design. We need to evaluate critically. These are the present state, and I'm moving in future. Just a couple of more slides, and then I will end. In curriculum, we need to be very flexible and fluid, like micro credential, micro learning, and multiple paths to go and reach to destination. And context could be anywhere, uh, every device, and anything they can learn, whatever you have planned or designed in your curriculum, but not skill based. Okay, I'm not advocating that. Skill based, they need to sometime come back to and show us physically. Assessment, here there's a difference, like future, and I use AI. Okay, just to tell you this slide, I give my papers which we publish. I'm actually lucky, under SIVU, we publish books. I was actually co-author in few chapters, and I gave that chapters also. So based on that data, this is what AI gave me, like what will be the vision in 2030. Maybe not accurate. Maybe some of you already reaching this part, and pillar in 2030 is ubiquitous. Like, don't worry about devices, don't worry about learner. You just plan in such a nice way that, example, go back to your mobile phone devices. No need classes, no need manual, no need some instructor. The way they design it, the moment you bought it in Malaysia, they will, maybe default language could be Malay, or maybe you can change any language, your own mother tongue as instruction. So could we apply that and adaptive curricula and embedded the judgment into? So this, just before this webinar, I thought of, let's ask AI, how we could merge. This could be another research domain, where TPACK and activity theory together, and what they come up, like designing AI-mediated learning. So you use TPACK. When it comes to understanding the context and social dynamics, you use AI, activity theory, So that activity theory will assist us in that aspect. And for sure, it's iterative design when it comes to assessment or refining. Um, this would be my last slide on this topic. Core takeaway: restrictive AI policies undermine integrity, and guided integration will foster resilience. So we need to don't restrict. We should guide them where, how, and what tool, or which tool, for what purpose they can use. And then comes in mobile collaborative informal learning, bridges the formal theory and bedside practice via smart devices. Everybody carries now these devices, so how we could embed inside and seamlessly integrate. Then comes in TPAC, grounded development is essential for pedagogical judgment. And then when it comes to like uh, iterate reflective practice, uh, don't just ban AI, so we need to address all this. Yeah, please, there's a message from the host. You need to fill up that form and add your name properly, how you would like to appear on the cert. Embedded mobile tools. Everywhere we have mobile devices now, even in hospitals, in bedside teaching, or bedside in hospital also, you could see there are a lot of devices, even wearables. So how we could actually integrate together. Then 2030 ecosystem, like train faculty as a pedagogical architect to lead the transition to adaptive AI mediated ecosystems. So this is future readiness. 2030 medical education will be fluid. AI mediated mobile collaborative ecosystem will be by default feature. Okay, and I think some of you in certain hospitals already facing and experiencing all this. This is the uh, paper which we published. We converted, we applied TPAC for faculty development. We incorporated artificial intelligence. We run successfully, like train and ask all those who took part in training to apply in their teaching and learning. And just last week, I think, a few weeks ago, we got feedback from students. There was huge change, satisfaction, engagement, and they like. So don't just use only AI alone. There will be a lot of errors, a lot of issues, and don't alone work yourself. Now we have to embed, we have to integrate, and pedagogy or frameworks will assist us and minimize the risk of errors or failure. This was my paper in 2012. Mobile collaborative learning, you can scan this QR code and can download all our open access. This is the Oxford AI in education at Oxford University. They have a huge group. I'm part of that, and we last year we published this report where we incorporated UNESCO framework for competency for AI, and they have one case study in Bangladesh. Very nice. All you can access freely. This was last week where TPACK was used by one of the students. She's doing in nursing from Maldives. They won gold, and I'm actually just advising a little bit. Okay. Dr. Muna, I will share with you. I remember I actually hide that bedside teaching. I will share with you. This is my YouTube channel. And let me share quickly that bedside. This one. Unhide. You can scan this QR code, and students now they like this. They even now ask us also to use this even after this we planned during COVID. So luckily the clinician have the recording of videos of the operation, and we use that as interactive scenario based case, and we use hypothetical deductive approach, think aloud, and Gibbs reflective practice, and even Gagne's 9 units of instruction. All this is one of the diagram from that open access article. So how to access, you can either search this or scan this QR code. Yes, I don't know whether we have time for question or not. Over to you. Sorry, I took a bit extra time.
If someone has any questions, they can please jump in.
Oh, eye-opening webinar. Okay.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Okay, so just a reminder again, please don't forget to add your name for the certificates. I have less than what the number of attendees are, so I'm just a little bit concerned. But with that, I really thank Brother Hasnain for giving us his time and sharing his knowledge. We really appreciate it. Thank you from the CVU family. And just a couple of upcoming webinars. We have 3 in September. September 5th, we have AI in Healthcare Simulation by Dr. Jabin Fayyaz. And September 12th is The Aging Eye by Dr. Aman Kirmani. And September 19th is Developing the Competencies of Educators Through Continuing Professional Development by Professor Gohar Wajid. So I will be sharing flyers as time comes, but please save those dates for us. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of you from coming. If you don't have any questions, we can.
There is one question. Can we use mobile session to different groups of students at the same time through Zoom? If I understood correctly, yes, we can, like even some of you can log in through mobile devices, right? Yeah. And I don't know, Dr. Abdul
Yeah,
Razik, raise hand.
yes, sir. Thank you. In my opinion, the university culture is severely affecting the usage of mobile by medical students, not mobile, but artificial intelligence by medical students for research and other purposes because of the policies and other restrictions. Second question that I wanted was you have told us the strategy. But even in literature, we have found that there are some competencies described for usage of artificial intelligence-based tools. So, what is your opinion about the strategies and the competencies?
Okay, if I understand correctly, You talk about your experience in your institution. They are not allowing you to use AI tools. I think they will later on. Majority of my experience, personal experience, those universities who block, they later on allowed. Not for everything, but first of all, you need to come up with the guidelines. Even you can follow UNESCO AI competency framework for teachers, and they have competency framework for students also. So majority of developed countries now putting AI literacy as one of the competency. That's for your first part. Second part, if I correctly understood, could you repeat? Sorry, your voice was not clear at my
Competencies
end.
and strategies. Competencies for the usage of AI-based tools for medical
Oh,
education.
okay, okay.
And you
Yeah,
said also the strategies. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not clear about those differences. Yeah.
Sure,
That's
sure. Okay, I got it. So I already mentioned to you two frameworks from UNESCO, and they are incorporating that we need to have uh, AI as part of competency, And in Malaysia, Ministry of Education and our MQA is accrediting body have already asked us put AI, actually put technology and even wellness as one of the competency. And when we talk about AI, technology, AI is there. And strategies, it all depends. I cannot tell you now on the go. I don't know your readiness level, your infrastructure, your budget, how skillful your faculty, how skillful, resourceful your students. So we need to check all the stakeholders, sit together and come up from where you should start, take small steps, and where you will reach next 5 years maybe. And then you plan accordingly. That's what I could say now. But contact me, share more detail, then I can help you out. No worries.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. Yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Appreciate your time and see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.